Hello there, folks. I'm Dan Brown from sortofinteresting.com, and today I would like to show you this absolutely incredible collection of, I don't know whether to call it a graphic novel or a comic or what, but basically, this is Building Stories by Ware, and it all came supplied in this lovely box here. Now, this has been out for a while. I remember, particularly in my case, I bought this on my first ever winter mooring on my boat back in 2012, that must have been. So I knew that there was going to be a lot of stuff in it from reading reviews and that. But when I actually opened up that box and found the sheer amount of stuff and the sheer amount of content in this, I was absolutely amazed. So I just wanted to share this with you again and just talk a little bit about it. Keep this relatively quick and simple. So fundamentally, this is all telling pretty much one story, just different parts of the main character's life. The main character being this young lady here. I don't think we actually ever know her name. Off the top of my head, I couldn't say, but don't quote me on that just in case. But basically, it's just written and presented in all sorts of different formats. So as you can see, we've got these like giant newspaper style sections here, and again, this is a proper judging from the size of my hand there, this is like a proper newspaper size. So then we've got like random single fold out strips here, then little book almost looks like a flip book here, and some of them like have no words at all. As you can see, like there's got a lot more dialogue in it and a lot more writing, and it's just telling all these different little snapshots in all sorts of different ways of this character's life. Now, the thing that I think is fascinating, or probably most fascinating, is the presentation of this here. Now, this building is sort of where most of this takes place as well. And this presentation is just fascinating. So you've got this great big fold out part here. And again, that's a huge section. But it's actually presented and provided on a proper sort of board game style backing. So this is literally like folding out a 4-sheet board game. So whereas a normal board game might be 2 sheets to make a square, this is one 4-sheet rectangle. Really interesting choices, really fascinating. You got this bizarre little one here that's following the story of a bee and sort of strays from the actual story of the main character here. But again, that's its own separate thing that you could probably stick that with a few quid on the shelf and nobody would think twice about it. So then again, we've got these two books as well. Those are the sort of more normal things. I'd say the closest to a standard comic, or certainly what in the UK we would think of as a traditional American comic book, is something like this, like paper, matte finish, and maybe a slightly narrower actual book. So these are, again, just straightforward, simple comic strips and what have you, however you want to describe it. I don't wish to downplay this, because I think this is genuinely a fantastic and fascinating thing. So you've got a few of those, another random sheet, newspaper style, and then, like I say, you've got these proper books here. So if I just pick these up and just show you these from the side, you can see there's a fair amount of pages just in these. You've got the very strange big cardboard covers on this. But again, forgive me for trying to do this single-handed here as I'm filming. But again, here you are literally looking at just all these random things going on, and looks into the building itself and who's in there and what's happening. Just fascinating to have a nose and a look at. And again, if we open up this, a very similar thing here going on. So yeah, I honestly can't explain. This is something that I think is an absolutely fascinating, a really interesting thing. This is the ultimate sort of gift, I would say, as it's something that you don't really find it anywhere. Like, when's the last time that you've seen a story presented in a manner such as this? It's just a fascinating, really interesting collection, I think. And again, being able to just drop in at any random moment, pick any of these at random and start reading and looking into different moments of different of the main character's life and that. Just genuinely really interesting. I'm a really big fan of this. So I'll leave a link to this on Amazon in the description if it's still about. Like I say, I bought this particular one 4 years ago. Feel free, if you're also interested in reading and checking out my own short Kindle books about my life on a boat. You'll find links to those in the description, along with links to find me doing all sorts of stuff in the great outdoors all over the internet. Until the next time though, keep it building worthy, keep it interesting, have a fantastic day, and of course, my friends, farewell.